This week in 3D Archery, I'm going to try my hand at the animal round of field archery. Hey everybody, welcome to 3D Archery. Greg here. Alright, the animal round of field archery. Never done one, but while I was out at the Pootatuck Archers in Redding, Connecticut, thought I'd get my hand at it. First thing off, thank you to the Pootatuck Archers. Great club, doing great things. So if you're near and you want to do field archery, that's the club to talk to. Alright, so field archery. Right, tried it. I struggled. Distances was way too far. I had the wrong setup. So the animal round, shorter distances, I thought, maybe I'd do a little better. So I tried it, and there's many types of them. There's the 300 animal round, there's the regular animal round. I can't tell you. This, all I know, is a typical animal round. Alright? So, what is an animal round? Well, it's an archery competition, obviously. Duh. Right? I was told it came about because people that do hunting didn't like field archery because it wasn't realistic. Shooting at circles all day doesn't simulate shooting at an animal. So they made it as a way to keep those people interested into archery. Now I don't know if that story is true. That's just the one that I was told. Alright, so what we're going to do first, we're going to talk about all the different aspects of it, and it's actually pretty simple, but I'll lay it all out and then you can watch me struggle through this one. Okay everybody, the core setup. Animal round. Typical round is 28 targets. Alright? Now this can be done several ways, and this is where it's not really complicated, but it's just more complicated than it needs to be. It can be done several ways. It can be done one 28 target course, which is your full round. Or it can be done as one 14 target course, and this is called a unit. And what you do is you do that unit twice, and that equals your round. And the other one is you can have two 14 target units. You do one of each, the two make a round. So as long as you make 28 targets, that's a round. Everything else is called a unit. Now the one we're talking about today is from the NFAA. That's the National Field Archery Association. And they're the ones that run all the events here in the United States. So I don't know if these apply to World Archery. We don't really have World Archery events here in America because I guess we're not part of the world. I mean, hell, we can't even go to the metric system, so what makes you think we're going to be able to follow everybody else's rules in something else? Alright? Now, the thing about these events is they tell you you must do this, and they also leave it open so you can do this. And the things that they tell the club that they must do is they tell them how many targets of a special class of animal they need in each unit. Right? We'll get into that later, but you'll find it out. So they tell you got to have so many targets if you're going to do a 14 target course. Out of those 14, so many have to be from this group, so many have to be from this group, and so many have to be from this group. They also set out maximum and minimum distances for those targets. Now, at national and sectional level events, they dictate that the exact distance must be marked and shown at the stake to the archers. And also at national and sectional events, they have a bonus ring that's in the center of the scoring ring, which is worth 1 point. Now those are not at, or required to be at, anything below the sectional level. Now some things they leave up to the club is what animal targets you're going to use. They have set ones, but you can choose out of that whole group. So they don't tell you got to have this target, got to have this target. They just say you got to have, for example, 3 animals out of group A. That's how they do it, right? They don't tell you the exact distance. They give you a range, a maximum, minimum. It's up to the club to put it in anywhere between there. And they also leave it up to you if you're below a national sectional event, if you want to show the distance, and if you want to use the bonus ring. Everybody, remember how I told you they broke down the animals into different groups? Well, here they are. I'm going to tell you the animal, the group and the distances that they want. So, first one is group 1. Every 14 unit element, I'll call it I guess, has to have 3 targets from group 1. These targets are the moose, the elk, the caribou, black bear, grizzly bear, and a deer. The maximum range is 60 yards and the minimum range is 40 yards. They also must have 3 targets from group 2. Now group 2, the targets are a small black bear, the antelope, a small deer, a wolf, and a mountain lion / cougar / puma, whatever you call it in your region. The distances are a maximum of 45 and a minimum of 40. Then you're going to have 4 targets from group 3. Group 3 has the coyote, the raccoon, the javelina, the turkey, the fox, the goose, the wildcat, and the pheasant. Not the peasant, the pheasant. I'd rather shoot peasants, but you know, hey, that's just me. All right. Distances, max 35, minimum 20. And finally, you're going to have 4 targets from group 4. Now, group 4, the targets are the turtle, the duck, the grouse, the crow, skunk, woodchuck, a jackrabbit, and something I never heard of before, a rock chuck. All right. Distances, max 20, minimum 10. Now, all these targets are broken down into 2 scoring areas, and each is marked by using a line. They're usually like a gray line. That's what I've seen on most of the targets. Now, the outer line is called the low scoring area. The inner line is oblong and is called the high scoring area. If an arrow touches a line, the archer will receive the higher value. Now, think about the low scoring line. The low scoring line does not encompass the whole body. What it does, if you take, like, let's say I'm a target. I know a lot of you like to shoot me. That's besides the point. The low scoring line would run like here to here. So you notice my head, my arms, my legs, you get no points for those. You got to hit it in the body to score points. And then it'd be right here would be my high scoring line. And if they use a bonus ring, it is to be in the center of the high scoring ring. And if it's a dark target, it's going to be a white circle, a dot actually. And if it's a light colored target, it's going to be a black dot. So there's the animals. It's pretty simple, it's pretty much like 3D, except for the scoring is slightly way different. But the target, instead of having just, 5 for the body, 8 and a 10, they have low scoring area and high scoring area. All right, everybody, this is where it's going to start getting confusing a little bit. But when we put it all together, I'm telling you, it makes a lot more sense. All right, scoring. It depends on several factors, right? And that's what we're going to get into. So I got to do some prep work, then I'm going to illustrate it, and hopefully you'll understand it better. In an animal round, you can shoot up to 3 arrows at a target. But only 1 arrow will be scored, and only the highest scoring arrow will count. Now, if you hit the target on the first arrow, this is your scoring. If you hit the high scoring area, that's 20 points. If you hit the low scoring area, that's 18 points. If you choose to shoot a second arrow, you hit the high scoring area, it's 16 points. Low scoring area, 14 points. If you choose to shoot a third arrow, high scoring area, 12 points. Low scoring area, 10 points. Pretty simple, right? Now here's how it works, and you'll understand a little better. So you go up to your stake, you can get your distance, you get everything set, you draw and you shoot. If you hit the target, you're done. Stop right there. Don't take the second and third. Why? Think about it. Your first arrow, the minimum points you can get if you hit a low scoring area is 18 points. On your second arrow, the max you can get is 16. Even if they have the bonus ring, it's only 1 extra point, so 17. You will score more points hitting the low scoring area on the first arrow than hitting the bonus ring on the second arrow. Alright? So, if you take that second arrow, you're going to score the lower value. So don't do that. If you hit it, take your score. But let's say you go up there, you shoot, and you miss. That's when you get your second arrow. Now here's where it gets a little complicated, but it's nothing big. If the target is from group 1, right, you're going to move 5 yards closer and shoot your second arrow. Right? And if you miss again, you're going to move 5 yards closer and shoot your third arrow. So from the first to third arrow, you're going to be 10 yards closer. Right? Now if the target's from group 2, you're only going to move 3 yards closer on the second arrow and another 3 yards on the third arrow. So it's a 6-yard difference. Now, if the target is from group 3 or 4, you don't move closer. You do them all from the same stake. All right? Now, if you shoot the second arrow, score points, you stop. All right? Because you can't score more in the third than you can in the second. So you just keep repeating this process all the way through. So it's real simple. You go up, you shoot, you hit, score. You miss, depending on if it's an A or B, you move closer. If it's, 1 or 2, you move closer. 3 and 4, you stay where you are. Lower value on each one. It sounds complicated, but once you get into it, you understand it, you pick it up, and it is pretty simple. All right? So that's how you do it. Now, you know how it works. Shoot an arrow, take your points. If not, possibly move closer, get 3 tries. Always score the highest, but remember, the values drop with each arrow that you take. It's pretty simple, right? All right, watch me take on the animal round at the Pootatuck Archers in Redding, Connecticut. Kick back and enjoy, boy and girl. Didn't do my best, but it's a lot better than my field archery attempt. The beaver chuck. Nice one.
Damn.
He swapped out his plunger.
More realistic. Yeah, you see? You hit the cougar.
Is that what that is underneath it? Look at
Look
that.
at that. All right, we like that. Nice.
Ooh. Why do you keep moving it? I should shoot the deer instead. That's the shooter buck deer. I got him. I'm going for the deer. If I shot there and it was that low, so. There you go. Moving over.
Right on
Right,
his
that
back.
little glowing thing's yours.
Hit it. Hit it fine.
Sure you hit him?
Fine.
Check my camera. I see you're fletching above them.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
I can't tell. I just see you're fletching above them.
Yeah, well, pal. You, on the other hand, are insanely low.
Man, I would walk up and do mine. Uh-oh. I got a bail house pee on my string.
There you go.
I just went down to my lower anchor. Got an 8.
I'll take it.
Pretty much dead center of that on the upper part of it.
I fixed my plunger. I moved my plunger in, so I'm not going right anymore.
This is just more.
And I told Jeff, I had the Allen wrench in my bag here all the time. I could have fixed it after the first.
Over?
Yeah, over to the left. You were a good height.
Oh,
Right
gosh.
at it.
Court. short. Like I said, this is fucking stupid.
Using a piece of paper.
Animal round is to simulate hunting according to the NFA.
Yeah, and
Oh, same thing.
so far I'm the only one eating.
You wouldn't. None of us eat with a There you go. Yeah, 58 yards. I missed him. You got him in the jugular.
Nice.
I think it hit on the line, it looks like. Oh, red bucket. I can see my arrows dancing. These arrows are not. There you go.
Third time.
Got him. A lot of big names and all that come there to shoot. Made by the guy that made the Muzzy Broadheads.
I got you. I've shot those before at Costco.
Yeah. They copied. They made their own.
Yeah, they're fun to shoot.
There you go, you got him. Nice shot. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of them in the shed.
Everybody has 3D. And that's sort of what killing 3D. There you go.
Nice.
I think you might have got him close. I don't like these knocks. The knock, the little finder things in the
There we go. There you go.
It's ridiculous how much higher my. I'm so badly off.
Whoa,
Headshot.
You got him.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ears. I think.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Field archery stick over here. Hit something. What'd you hit? Got him in there. Still short.
Short.
Huh. Well, probably better for you.
Nothing would be better for
Right in the leg.
Yeah. So when you use the finger sling, are you still tucking your fingers, or how you?
Yeah, I try not to grab it, but I do. With this bow, I like to grab it.
Yeah.
My other one, I don't.
Yeah.
Even this one, when I made it, that's where my middle finger goes.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And I carved it right in, so. Ooh.
High there.
Sure enough. I'll hit him in the tail.
Oh, you got him right at the top of the butt. Right in between those two.
There you go.
There you go.
Nice and cool today.
Yeah.
Could be Tim, though.
Right in the spine.
He's got that air of coolness around him, being a field archer and all. Unlike a scumbag traditional archer with a piece of wood.
You sweaty traditional archers.
Blue collar archer.
Dirty, sweaty, smelly traditional archers.
The owl.
Yeah.
Nice.
shot. Right in the butt.
Did you? All right, I know why all this, I'm invalidating today, especially the animal round. There's no way, in the words of Jackie Gleason, Buford T. Justice, there's no way in hell a pronghorn's that small in real life. We ain't shooting babies, that's unethical. Pronghorns are bigger than that. Now when I get down there, it'll be really big. But Greg, when you're shooting them at 90 meters, that's what they look like.
They're an optical illusion.
Decals. Take those. Those like decals. Ah, see, I went my high anchor. 38 low anchor. Off to the right of the butt. All right. So, on top of the paper. Ah, wrong anchor again. I don't know if I hit him or not. I think I missed.
It doesn't look like it.
I think I missed. I think I'm right in front of me.
Yeah, let me check. Yeah, you missed.
Ah, damn it.
You
Wrong
suck.
anchor.
Don't miss. Don't miss again.
I won't.
You suck. Well, you hit him right in the leg. Right in the tendon.
Got him in the spine.
Oh, it's fine.
So,
There you go. Nice shot.
I plucked the hell out of it. Did you see that arrow doing the Macarena on the way down?
That's all right.
Yeah, it's paradoxing, that's right. That was a real paradox. Was how did you hit the target with your arrow going sideways? Hoyers? You hit somewhere.
I'm right at his foot. I hit him in the leg in the grass. I'm like,
Yes, all right, I see it now. Yep, you hit him on
hang
the...
on, I gotta move up.
Oh.
That was the first time for everything, Greg.
Oh no, we're just glad you remembered the rule this time.
There's a first time for everything.
You didn't remember last time we messed up.
I've never had to move up before.
You field archers or something. Taking on us trad archers. Airbow. There you go. You know what I call you?
Hey, it's kind of fun missing.
Traitorous barebow bastards. Can't follow the true path.
Hey, there's a trad stake up there for all those basement bow guys.
That's because you guys can't build your own bow. Probably can't even change the oil on that thing. Off to the left.
Nice
Correct.
shot. There's a trad stake up there. You sure you want to shit from there? You gotta move up.
Oh, sure. Now you tell me.
You should be used to it by now.
You didn't have us move up in the last one.
Because we forgot.
This weed stuff.
Nice shot. You sure you don't want to use the trad stake? It's way up there.
Well, if I use the trad stake,
Yeah, go ahead, just use the trad stake.
but if I use the trad stake, that means I'd have to switch over to one of those children bows like yours. Oh, I still went under it. Oh my God. All right, everybody, there you have it. Now, a couple things really influenced my shooting. The Black Hunter, I changed totally how I shoot. And how I shoot is totally dictated by 3D archery. 3D archery maximum distance is 30. So I set my bow up so I'm point on at 30. The only problem with that is anything past it, my gaps are massive. And you're watching the video, I started compensating. I went from my new anchor point, which is up here with my cheek, back down here. And that helped shorten my gap. So I learned a lot there. Speaking of learning, what I learned? Well, I learned my equipment was pretty fine. You know, if I would have done there or stuck with this as I was shooting before, I think I would have done pretty good. And I believe I could shoot an animal round successfully using my method and my current equipment. I'd probably change out my points a little bit. I was running too heavy of a point, but that's okay. You know, it's a little fine tuning. That's what it's all about in field archery. Field archery is about having that perfectly tuned equipment. Found my high anchors. It's not the best choice for this unless you're using string walking. And by having this high anchor, like I said earlier, it made my gaps just so huge. I mean, those 40s, 50s, and 60s, my gaps are like massive. They're over 6 feet big. You know what? You just deal with it. No excuses. All right. So let's talk about it. What did I like about the animal round? Well, I like that it was outdoors. You know, nothing against indoor target archery or any indoors. It's fine. It's just not for me. I like being outside. I love the woods. I love the fresh air. I just love the outdoors. That's all I can say. So anything outdoors, I usually enjoy. What I also enjoyed was the different targets. You know, you can put that circle target in front of me. I don't care if it varies from this size to this size. It's still a circle. Call it ADD, whatever you want to call it. I get bored quick. I like variety. That's why I like the different targets. The other thing I liked was they gave you the ability to take multiple shots. So if you didn't make it on the first one, you can work on your game. You know what? And I like that. You know, so even if you're competing, you can still learn and implement what you learned. So that's what I liked. But what didn't I like? Well, first thing I didn't like, which is funny because I did like them, was the targets. But Greg, you said you liked the different targets. Yes, I liked the different animals. But the paper animals are so badly out of scale, they're not close to being life size. There is that one deer. This thing was a size like this big. I'm sorry, this big. I don't shoot babies, all right? The grizzly bears were the size of a medium-sized dog. So the animals are way out of proportion, which throws your range estimation off animal-wise. And so I don't think it's good for hunting that way, because you get used to seeing an animal a certain size. At that distance, your mind memorizes it. Your subconscious knows it. So that's a minor beef. That's all I can say. But, you know, it's still something I didn't like. The other thing I didn't like was the moving forward part in groups 1 and 2. 3 and 4 was great because you got to stay at the same stake, and like I said, I got to work my technique. So I shoot and I miss. Now I move up 5 or 3 yards, right? Well, now my gaps ain't going to be the same. They're going to be totally different. And where I was at, I was guessing anyways. Well, now I'm guessing more. At least if I stayed at the same spot, I go, okay, I was here. Let me adjust it down to here or up to here and see what happens so I could work on my game. Again, a minor complaint. Well, that's just one reason I don't like it. And finally, the big one to me is the distances. They're way too far. They're just not realistic. You would not shoot a deer at 60 yards. Okay? Maybe some people will with a compound, but me with my trad bow, with my 42-pound trad bow, not shooting a deer at 60 yards. You know, if this is supposed to simulate hunting, I don't know what you're doing, because nobody shoots at a deer at 60 yards. So those are my little gripes. They're nothing big, but those are just the little things that I don't like about it. Right? I think the animal round was a lot of fun. Right? I think it can be, you know, if you don't like 3D, you like target, you know, but you want a little of both, it's not a bad compromise between the two. All right. Boys and girls, it was at the Pootatuck Archers in Redding, Connecticut. I know I'm saying a lot, but I want to give these people credit. Tim and everybody else there works their butt off trying to make it a great course. And I think they're on the right path. It's going to be a great course down the road. So if you're in the area and you want to try field archery or try an animal round, check out the Pootatuck Archers in Redding, Connecticut. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, diamonds and herons. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next time with an all-new episode, 3D Archery.